Hi.
Hi, I'm Isabelle.
And I'm Hana.
And this is Fibre Content Knitting Podcast, February Knits.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. March Knits.
It's April?
It's literally April.
This is Fibre Content Knitting Podcast, February Knits.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. March Knits.
It's April?
It's literally April.
This is Fibre Content Knitting Podcast, March Knits.
March Knits.
I was thinking about it on the way here and I was like, God, it's February Knits. Was it really just February?
Nope, it really wasn't just February. It's really March Knits.
Okay, amazing. If you're new here, welcome. And if you've been here, welcome back. We're going to do a basic podcast episode for you today. But we both were recently traveling, so I have some Montreal acquisitions and Hana has some Southwest knitting tales. So stay for the end if you are interested in that.
Yeah, we'll go kind of like quickly today because we have a lot to share. I feel like since we last podcasted.
Awesome.
Yeah. Do you want to start with one of your whips?
Do we start with FOs or whips?
We totally start with FOs.
No, do we? Okay. Okay.
I mean, we make our own rules here. Like it's
the
fine.
first one.
Oh my God.
Okay. I wish so. I've been spinning, so I also have a spinning FO. However, I can't show you the skein because I've already knit it and turned it into something. So this was
amazing.
My first real spin to something, and they're mittens, they're never gonna be done justice.
Wow! Look at the yarn, and you can see little colorful flecks in it. Incredible.
I feel like, and it's like grayer that it's coming out. Here's the skein.
Yeah, the lighting is a little yellow.
Or the cake, I guess.
It looks better back here, I think.
Yeah, it does, actually. So, yay!
These are the most magical things I've ever worn.
Are they beautiful?
I'm floored. These are incredible.
Thank you. So, and it's also soft. I haven't blotched them yet because I finished them in Montreal and then Victoria wore them the whole time.
That's awesome.
So, but it was our spring break, by the way, from grad school. But so yeah, so this was spun with Camellia Fibre Company's, I don't know what it's called, Fibre. It's so nice. It's like it's like wool and recycled like bits.
That's so cool.
And our friend Jasmine gave it to me from her Fibre stash, which is like the sweetest thing ever. When she taught me how to spin. So
this is like my favorite thing you've ever knit.
you say that all the time, and I appreciate it.
No, but
it's so
much. These are. Did you say what the pattern was also?
Oh, the Purl Soho arched Gusset Mittens,
which you've made before.
Which I've made before, and I really like how they fit around the thumb.
Yeah, they fit beautifully. They have like a 3D texture, like design to them. They really like contour
see the,
well.
the increases there.
Yeah.
Or decreases, I don't know. So I love them. I do kind of wish I had done one size bigger for my hands, but I started with that one and it felt too big. But
you also haven't blocked yet.
That's so true.
And I feel like and you definitely don't want like loose mittens.
Yeah, because it lets like the air in.
These are amazing.
Thank you. I think they're beautiful. And I'm like, wow, handspun is magical. And I'm really happy because I was like, oh my God, I'm scared shitless to actually use this yarn. It looks so pretty in the skein. And Hannah was like, you have to do it right now or you're never gonna do it. And you were right. So I immediately cast on and it was like the most magical experience to knit from yarn that I had made. So, and that like a friend gave me the fibre, like just like really sweet and lovely. So if you are thinking about starting spinning, like I think you should because it's really delicious. Amazing. I will say drop spinning made me want to die. Not actually, don't die anybody, but like, I really like the e-spinner.
That's really nice.
Unfortunately, like high cost to decide if you like it. So like I used my tax return part of it. So
yeah.
But if you have a friend with an e-spinner that you can like play with or a guild near
what
you,
what does Jasmine spin on?
Jasmine has an Ashford
and that's like the big spindle, right?
No, it's little, but it's wooden.
Oh, I see.
And it's like a little bit more, I don't fucking know, like a powerful motor or something.
Gotcha.
I use the EW, not the Nano, the one like the normal size one. So that's like 3D printed, so it's like a little cheaper, still expensive, but I was like dreaming about spinning. Like, I just love it. And maybe editing Isabelle will pop in here, or maybe she won't because she'll be lazy, but I was also gifted Fibre by Andrea of LA Knits, and it's so pretty. So I'll show that at some point. And I also joined the Kira Wiggins monthly Fibre club.
Hell yes.
And the first bat was like literally gorgeous. It's like chocolate brown with like blue, like a
that's like, I love that color combo.
Oh my god, it's beautiful. And I also bought myself a braid that's like from a mohair goat, and it's soft gray with like sari silk in it, like teal and blue sari silk. So I'm really excited to spin those things, but unfortunately, like, I've been really busy. Yeah. And I also, you'll see in my whips that like 3 of them have deadlines, so I've been
yeah.
But I'm really excited to show you guys those, like, when the time comes.
Would you do? I feel like it would be fun to film, like, yourself spinning a little bit.
Maybe. I feel like there's so many crafts that I'm like, this would be a really good, like, TikTok or, like, video. And I'm like, but then
it's work.
I don't
Then it's work and not play. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, when I built the dollhouse, I was like...
This would have been really cool, yeah.
But I don't want to.
Yeah, then no. Then absolutely not. Wow, this is such a fun thing for you, like, for the podcast.
And obviously I'm so excited to give other people handspun skeins so y'all can make, you know.
Amazing.
I owe you a birthday present.
It looks so pretty.
But I had to, like, get good enough at it. Like, also, it was, like, a little chaotic to knit with. Like, the gauge was super inconsistent.
It's really good for a pattern like that. That's, like, super forgiving.
Yeah, and you can see, like, actually, this is pretty consistent, but there's...
like, some thick thin going on.
Yeah.
And that's all, like, the beauty of it. Yeah, incredible.
It was my first time plying, you know, it's like, whatever, but I think these are going to be great.
It's awesome.
And so far, not pilling that much, and she's really been wearing them in the snow and, like, whatever.
Awesome.
But they are for me.
I love that
they are mine.
we go to the same school, and, like, you went on spring break, and I was like, how's your spring break? And you're like, it's so magical. Like, it's like, there's snow everywhere. Like, this is so March 25th. This is like March 25th. And like,
I went to Montreal, Canada.
Yeah. And you're like, there's like snow everywhere. Like, it's getting dark at like 5:30. And I was like, and you're like, how's it going? And I was like, I'm sitting at a pool. Like, but yeah, so we had very different spring breaks, but it's really enjoyable. I don't have a FO, but I'll talk about what I'm wearing.
Yeah.
So the first thing I'm wearing is
oh, I forgot that I made that.
The Sophie scarf that Isabelle made for me, which I love to wear with my Hana sweater. I think I actually wore this like maybe the Rhinebeck where we made these for each other.
Yeah.
And it's great. You knit it with Posy by Purl Soho in this like amazing Merlot color. It's like a really deep red oxblood.
Sadly, the yarn is discontinued.
Yeah, it's so nice.
Great yarn.
And I'm wearing my Hana sweater by Junko Okomoto that I knit with Holst Garn, and I used this like bright orange to seam it up, and yeah, it's beautiful.
Which has proved to be great.
Yeah, which I was thinking about. I was like, I don't think I've worn it in a podcast recently, but I wear this sweater all the time. It's kind of like a sweater jacket, and amazing for like 50 degrees, like 45 to like 60. The one thing I'll say about the sweater, if you do what I did, which was follow her sizing, she knits herself a size 3 in the photos, which I was like, I love this look on her. I kind of feel like we're the same size stature wise, and it's massive. It's like a ginormous sweater that, like, you know, is a jacket. And I also knit this with holding 3 strands of Holst together, meaning that it's just like, it's so lovely, but it's like very heavy. There's like maybe a few coats I could wear it under, but for the most part I just wear it on its own. So amazing for like spring days like this. And I wear this. The sweater has like proved to just like stand up. It absolutely zero pilling with this yarn.
Like zero.
Yeah, and it's just like, it's so not, like, it's precious in so many ways, but it's so like not precious. I think like with this shaping that I just feel like I can like throw it on whenever, and it's like always, you know, people always comment on it. I love it so much.
Yay. Yeah. Okay, my other FO is finally I finished this sweater. And I would be wearing it, but I like wanted to wear this dress, so I'm not.
It's so pretty. Wow. And you can't, oh my gosh. It's so light, this yarn.
Yes. Well, it's fingering weight with like a size 7 needle. And
awesome.
It's like, so does this happen to you guys? Like I've worn this like 10 million times, and the front, because I French tuck it so much, has like a little dip in it.
Oh, I see, yeah.
which is unfortunate. This is I sort of combined two sweater patterns. So this is the gingerbread sweater from Espace Tricot, and I used the cable front from the...
Is it the EU sweater?
Busan?
Oh, yeah.
Busan?
Yeah.
Oh, God. I'll put it in the thing. I think it's the Busan tee.
I think it's the Busan tee also.
And I love it. And I actually kind of cheated because I bought the pattern and it wouldn't download. So I just like looked at the picture and I like sort of tried to figure it out. And I think it is imperfect, but not that bad.
It looks great.
And I've literally worn it like 6 or 7 times since
really?
I finished it.
That's awesome. It's comfortable and everything?
I wore it. I was like seeing different people for like 3 or 4 days after I finished it. So I wore it literally for 3 or 4 days straight. And then I've like worn it a few things. It's really comfy. I kind of wish it was like a tiny bit longer or like big, like more oversized. It's like fitted, but I think it's...
What size did you do in this? Did you follow gauge or anything, or you kind of...
No, I don't know it. I didn't swatch or anything.
Yeah.
Like it was chaos. So it's fine. I can't complain. And
yeah.
I literally have worn it so many times. It's really,
that's awesome.
It's really comfy.
It's just a nice weight. This yarn is so great.
Yeah. So,
it's
and
like so
I
light,
also
fluffy.
appreciate it because I feel like I've been trying to knit things that are like less warm because so many of my knits like I can't wear unless I'm like outside and it's freezing. Although if we lived in Canada, it would all be different. And I was like,
a knitter's paradise.
No, literally, and we'll talk about it later. But I was like, this is nice.
Everyone's like, it's so cold. You're like, perfect weather for knitters.
And not for me because I'm covered in wool, head to toe. Baby.
Absolutely.
The yarn that I utilized is a lovely, lovely yarn from Wool and Palette. It is their fingering weight yarn. It's BFL. It's amazing. It's ethically produced. It's naturally hand dyed by my friend. I think that's the best I've ever said that spiel because I'm always like, how do I explain how good this yarn is?
It's amazing.
I love the color.
And it's just merino, or you know?
It's BFL.
BFL. Wow, that's awesome.
And I have decided that I like BFL more than merino. I said it. It is pilling a tiny bit, like here.
Yeah, it's so soft.
Yeah, but it's not like affecting, like when I wear it, I don't mind it. And I also haven't shaped it yet, so
yeah,
I think it's fine. And it has like some, you can see the natural dye, like variegation, whatever, but I think that is
it's beautiful.
Very nice. And look at this drape.
Is this the one that you... No, it's not the one that you like sewed and sutured a million times.
No. That one is going to be unraveled.
Oh, totally. Okay, cool.
Because it's such nice yarn, I have to use it.
Yeah, it's beautiful yarn. Yeah.
For something I love.
Yeah, that's good.
Okie dokie. That's that on that.
Yay, it looks amazing.
Now I'm like, it's so soft, I want to put it on.
I don't have any FOs, but I do have some fun whips.
Yay.
So maybe I'll start with this little whip in this amazing project bag that Isabelle made. Do you want to talk about it?
It's supposed to look like garlic.
And it does. I'm sorry, it literally looks like a garlic clove.
And this is like the flowers.
These are garlic flowers. Like, how pretty.
Yeah. I should have put a little note that said that in the thing.
But it really does. Like, you say it once and it's not like how cute. And it's linen. It's just like so stunning.
It's for the Shtetl Girl Hanukkah collection.
And Isabelle was like...
And it's like lined. I think that's fun.
You're like, it's lined. It's like perfect for socks. So I became obsessed with the yarn that Isabelle used on her socks, on her DRK every day.
It's so good.
And so I was like, okay, I want to use this yarn, which I actually don't know if I know the details for. Do you remember? It's like a cotton merino blend,
it's
right?
on my Ravelry, I think, and I got it from Nitty City.
Yeah,
it's
but
cotton merino nylon.
I just love the heathered look of this. I love the weight of it. I think it's like really interesting. It doesn't feel weird to knit with. It's not like using like a bamboo cotton to knit with.
It's really nice. And I machine washed mine by accident and it lived, so.
That's awesome. Yeah, so I'm like loving this, and then I'm using Neighborhood Fibre Co. Their sock base.
That's literally brilliant.
For stripes, and it actually looks so cute. I love. I haven't knit a vanilla sock in ages. Usually I do. Like if you've watched this podcast, you're bored of seeing it, but I do the sailor sock set from Summerly Knits, and it's kind of like a broken rib. That's what it's called. They're called the broken rope socks by her, but I had cast on with that, but I just wanted like the vanilla to see the, oh, I'm showing you the ugly side, but that's fine.
It didn't even look.
Yeah, I've been doing like, so.
The jog thing?
Yeah, I have been doing like jogless joins, I guess, in the round, or jogless rounds, which has been working okay. I'm not super happy. I might need to revisit my technique, but looks okay. And yeah, and it's just been so great, and I love knitting socks. This was super fun to have on my trip and just be knitting on the plane.
Hannah, they're amazing.
They're super nice, right?
I'm so into those.
Yeah,
I was worried. I was like, what are you gonna do with this yarn?
No, I think it will work out.
It's perfect.
Yeah. I kind of like made this up, but I did a 2x2 rib at the top for 15 rows, and then did 2 stripes with 2 rows, and then 5 rows, 2 and 5. Just kind of like the look of that. Yeah.
It's really, really nice.
Thanks.
And I love how many like friends are using each other's scraps right now.
Yeah.
Like Hannah and our friend Tasha, like
Yeah.
just texted me a picture of a hat she's doing my scraps
Oh,
that were
really?
given to me from another friend's scraps. So it's like really cute. I feel like we've got like
Yeah.
a network of scraps.
Yeah, it's so lovely.
Wait, those are actually stunning.
I'm really excited about them. They feel like really special, and like they'd be really cute, like peeking out of clogs, or like I have like a lot of Birkenstock Bostons that I wear.
Oh,
So
yeah. And you know what? I also love the like the way that like having like sort of like the need to use something or like certain materials makes your creativity fit within like a structure and create something that you like wouldn't have thought of. Like that combo, you would never like buy stuff for that combo.
100%.
But it's literally incredible.
I was talking to Chris about this a lot, where I was like, because we were going to like some yarn shops in Southwest, and I was like, I'm actually like not super looking to buy yarn right now, and I've been like loving how like that constraint, like that feels like the perfect creative constraint to me.
Yeah.
And like having my stash, I have an amazing stash. I have like more yarn than any girl could ever need. Like I like, maybe not.
That's not true. You have so little yarn.
But I do have like a fair amount of sweater quantities right now.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Did you buy some?
No, but like I'll talk about it. Like I have, basically I
Hannah
have,
has less yarn than any knitter right now, just to be clear.
yes, but okay, I don't need to get into it, but this apartment is like semi-new, and I don't have my knitting storage unit. I'm like looking online, we've been going to like thrift, vintage furniture fairs. So that's been like, I think until I have that, my yarn is like just in a bin right now. It's not feeling like, I just am not looking to acquire stuff in this moment.
I'm like looking around the room like, where could you keep your yarn?
But I'm gonna get like a nice
Yeah.
armoire or something.
I love it.
What did I get? What was I saying? No, just it's a nice creative constraint.
Yeah.
To like be like, let me work for my stash. What do I have? I feel like it's a perfect limit to me. Like I'm not really looking to do like a ton of tests or like a ton of like knitting for other people, which like puts other constraints on your knitting. So that's been nice.
Speaking of tests and knitting for other people, let's talk about my 3 whips that all fall into those categories, and I regret it a little bit, but not. I think
We kind of went a year without doing that,
and it wasn't enough.
Okay.
Okay. Well, since we're talking about socks.
Oh my gosh! And look, it's the same fabric.
Yeah, it actually was a H&M dress.
I love that.
I didn't like how it fit, but I loved the fabric.
It's so cute.
And then these both are from, that linen is from Fab Scrap that I got like for free after volunteering for them.
Which Fab Scrap is like the secondhand craft store.
Yeah. It's like it's like a fabric recycling place that fancy brands give their like leftovers to.
Amazing.
And you can volunteer and get free fabric, or it's really cheap. And then this is like a linen scraps bag that Victoria gave me for like a stocking stuff or a Hanukkah present or something.
That's awesome.
And I love this bag, and it's my sock bag basically because it's little. I have 2 socks pairs in here.
Yay.
And the first one I have to show you. I'll show them both at once, but so this is the Jesus Christ. Okay, so I finished. You may be like, you already finished one of these. However, the heel was completely incorrect, and Hannah was like, what an interesting heel you found. What is that technique?
You look at her old.
It's beautiful.
So do you decide to redo it?
I redid the whole sock.
Are you serious?
It didn't fit.
Because of the
heel?
heel?
I also decided to do 72 stitches, and I think that's going to be my sock thing. And
you find out your sock stitch. Like, don't listen to the pattern. I do 50, 20, I do 52 because of my gauge. Yeah.
So this is where we're at.
Are you using size 1 or size 0?
1.
Oh, they look really small.
Unfortunately, I did bend it, so I was using it anyway. Can you see?
Oh wait, I want to. Okay.
These are the Summer Lee I'm So Basic socks, and it's in forget the name, I'll put it, but she's no longer in business. Rhea Yarns Meadow. However, I did buy new needles for socks, but they are busy because it's my dad's birthday tomorrow. Unfortunately, this is a terrible spot to show.
Oh, you literally just did like, oh my god, you're doing like the gusset right now. That's so funny. And you're doing 2 at a time. Crazy.
Yeah, and it's one of my favorite sock yarns I've ever used.
This is awesome yarn.
Also the So Basic sock.
Beautiful, Isabelle. Oh my gosh.
Thank you. I think that like today at the shop that I'm working at, I'll be sitting all day and I'll just knit.
Wow, it's like a black blue. It's not really coming.
You actually can't see it in this light, but there's actually
green.
Bright green in the fluff of it, and in the sun, it's almost like it's like such depth of color, and it's just like a heathered sock yarn from KnitPicks.
Wow.
I got 2 balls, and it was like $12 for 2 balls or something.
Crazy.
It's merino nylon, and it's machine washable, so that they were literally like, it's machine washable for a sock, so it's good for gift knits for socks, and it's super soft, and it's like luxe. It's like beautiful. So I'm really excited for that.
Nice.
For my father. However, I am not loving having to rush socks because I love knitting socks, but it's like because they're like a chill project. So those are my sock whips, and hopefully they will be done by tomorrow.
Can I add on to the sock needle story?
Yeah.
Okay. So basically I went to Acer in Santa Fe, which is like an amazing knit craft store, fabric store. Could not recommend it more. Like one of my top 5 yarn stores.
Wow.
Awesome. But why I went there was because I had to buy these needles. These are just Jogakbo metals, which I typically don't knit with metal. I knit with metal for everything else, but I typically don't for socks because I find that they fall out and then you're just like constantly.
Oh, because you
I psychotically knit with double pointeds. I don't know. It's how I like it. I've tried everything. Oh my god, can I show them a pair of needles for a second?
Do you not like them?
No, wait. So the Jogakbos are great. No complaints.
Oh, you have Lickas in there.
So we went to Cleo's.
Like
oh my god. No. I don't even care. I mean, this is when I tell you I knit 3 rows, put them in my bag. Sure, maybe I was traveling. For context, I was using Clover size 1 bamboo needles forever. Brought them everywhere. They've gone overseas. They've gone on backpacking trips with me, like everywhere. Been perfect. And I lost them before I even broke them, right? Like no problems with these bamboo needles. I replaced them with these Lyrical needles. It was actually kind of funny. Every single needle broke.
You're kidding.
4 needles broke. I was like, this is hilarious. Broke.
What?
Oh, broke again. These are the worst needles I've ever seen.
Did something happen?
Broke. Just were in my bag. Broke. This one's
just
the end.
In your bag? Like you didn't sit on it?
No. Isn't that so funny?
Dang.
So I was like, okay, never gonna buy these again. And I was like trying to knit it, and then I'd just be like, oh, this one's also broke. And then I'd like, so anyway, that's why at one point I was on a really long road trip, and I texted Isabelle, I was like, not only did all my needles break, but I also have to like frog this whole thing. So, but then we got better.
I don't remember that.
It was a dark boy. It's good that erase that from your memory.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's all good though. I'm loving the Jogakbo metals. Also the Clover bamboo. Don't sleep on that. They're great.
I'm sad that you lost them. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
My next whip is. Oh, okay. It's also a gift, but it's like so fucking cute.
Is this Bagu?
Yeah.
Such a cute tiny Bagu.
Thank you. It was a stocking stuffer from Victoria. She's really good at giving gifts.
She's really good.
Okay. This is I don't remember what it's called, but it's the kid's unicorn sweater that has the fluff coming out.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Because I babysit for this kid, and it's almost her birthday. She's 7, and I love this child. Like, aww. I love this child, and I was like, I taught her how to knit, and I was like, obviously when I'm babysitting, I like knit all the time because like you're just sitting or like running around with a kid, and like they're playing, you're sitting, and you need something to do. So it's like the best. And I was like, I'm not gonna like be like, you should learn to knit, because obviously I learned when I was 8.
Yeah.
But I was like, but if she asks, I'm gonna be so chill, I'm gonna play it cool, and I'm gonna teach her the fuck how to knit. And she's like obsessed with my knitting. She's always like, can I try on what you're making, like whatever. And so I taught her. She was like, would you teach me? And I was like, of course.
And you were like, yeah, no big deal.
I was like, I would love nothing more than to teach you how to knit. Like, I would love to share. I love sharing my favorite thing with you.
Yeah.
And she's very good at it. She goes, am I better at this than you were when you were my age? And I was like, yeah. Heck yeah, you are. And she actually has knit, like, I'll be knitting and she'll be like, can I knit a few stitches on your knitting? And I always say yes, so it always has like a few of her stitches.
That's so cute.
So I was like, I have to make her something, okay?
Oh, that's so sweet.
So this is...
Wait, oh my gosh. That's so sweet.
Yeah, here.
Isabelle is so nice.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
I'm scared it's gonna be too small, but I think it, like, the needles are making it look smaller, because she's like tall, and she's like a tall 7-year-old.
Yeah.
She's not like teeny, but she's, she's pretty teeny. So there's gonna be like curly hair here.
Yeah.
Because also it's gonna be an Afro unicorn, because she's black and her mom and her are obsessed with like Afro hair unicorns, because I guess like they didn't used to be so much of a thing, and like unicorns were like always like blonde girlies, I guess, which kind of sucks for representation. So they've discovered the Afro unicorn, and they've been like, they have like a million like t-shirts and like stickers.
Oh, that's
and
so
I was like,
cool.
obviously I have leftover boucle.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do like a boucle hair unicorn. And I'm so excited. So she doesn't know about it. Her mom knows about it. Because I was like, would you like feel, I don't know why, but I was like, do you feel comfortable with me like giving a gift like this? Because it's like a little
the sweater curse hits your 7-year-old babysitting.
I don't know. I was like,
No, totally. That was really considerate.
I just was like, do you like, yeah. So she was like, which, so it's almost, I mean, it's like at least halfway done. I think it's drops air. I bought the like recommended yarn because it was like $35 for the whole thing, and it's so nice. Like, I've never just felt drops yarn. It's like very nice.
It feels amazing. Yeah. I've never actually, I had like 2 balls of it that I gave Gina or something.
Okay. Yeah, it's not machine washable, so I'm gonna I'll have to give them directions. But I also am just gonna be like, don't wash it. Like, wash it maybe once a year if you like need to. Yeah. So this is due. Her birthday's in late April. April. So I have like 2 or 3 weeks to do this.
Feels like it might be like a joy. Is it a joy to knit on?
Oh my god.
Yeah, like because this yarn feels so.
Oh, okay. So it's knit flat intarsia. So I'm in the round, but I knit 1 row and then I do a short row and then I go around again. So I'm going like that so that I can. So the inside.
Whoa.
It's so, I've never done this before. It's kind of crazy, and I actually hate how it looks, like where I'm doing that. I think it's like not perfectly, like you can see it. Oh. Which I don't love.
I've never heard of that. That's so ingenious.
But it's really cool.
Yeah.
And I think it's worth it. And I may like sew like weave an end in so that it like closes it.
Yeah, but it also just looks like a seam on a sweater.
Yeah, so I'm really excited. I'm really excited to put in the hair.
Yeah.
And I might like mix it in with like pink bits.
Nice.
Because she also has like pink tips of her hair. So I'm like, but I wish that I could have like pink boucle or that I could like dip dye it. But I'm sorry, like I can't, I'm just not going to go that hard.
No, yeah. Wait, this is already going so hard.
I know.
This is the sweetest gift. I'm like moved
so
to tears.
Excited.
This is so kind as well.
Wait, I'm like, because the thing is like, I've done childcare for years as like my side gig during school. Yeah. And first of all, it's my last semester of school probably ever where I'll actually like do regular like nannying. And I've fallen in love with every child that I've ever taken care of and like had to say goodbye to them. And also like as a therapist,
closure,
all you're doing is like seeing people and falling in love with them and like being with them in their hardest moments and then saying goodbye and hoping that they are well, and you don't get updates. And it's actually like really devastating, and it's something that we like talk a lot about in school, like how to handle. And this is kind of like, we call it termination, which is kind of dramatic, but it's kind of like I'm terminating with nannying also. And I really wanted to like give her some love, like some just intense love, because think it's gonna be really sad
Yeah.
in June when we say goodbye.
Yeah.
So it's March, so I think it's like a good time. Her birthday was a convenient reason.
Yeah.
But I hope she feels very loved, and I hope that it's big enough for her to wear for a few years. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I'll stretch it when I block it.
Yeah. Looks amazing.
So
That's so sweet. That's so nice.
Yeah.
That's such a good gift.
okay.
My next gift, or absolutely not. Gift
You know
to
what?
myself.
Each whip is a gift.
Literally each whip is a gift. Knitting is a gift. Is the back. It's just the Amy slip over. I'm knitting
So nice.
the back right now, and I did do some modifications. Yeah, this was like a long time coming. I feel like we've been talking about this pattern for like a year at least. But essentially it's a knit flat slip over, and then there's like, you pick up stitches around the shoulder, and then you make little ties on the side. So it's like a tied together slip over, almost like a pinafore, I guess.
Like a pinafore.
So it's really funny, and something I've never knit stockinette with garter as a part of it. So this is actually garter. It's not purl. It's not reverse stockinette.
It's beautiful.
So this is garter. There's like little garter seams around the edge.
I like that detail.
And I was kind of like, this is so weird. Like, I've never done that. So it means that you like only purl on the reverse side, right? Because it's like garter. And in that section. And I decided at the bottom. So typically the modifications I made were I'm knitting it with like it calls for a fingering and a mohair. And I knew I wanted to
That's fascinating.
Yeah, I like did a really weird yarn combination. Played around with it a lot. Basically, I knew I didn't really want a mohair. And I had this, and I knew I wanted black. I like looked at pictures. I was like, I kind of want black, but I would also love for it not to be like a pure black. I'd love for it to be heathered.
I'm in awe of you, and the heathering is really nice.
Really interesting. So
I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can totally see it. I'm using this Fab Yarns, their sport weight alpaca. It's like 100% alpaca, affordable. It's like 600 yard skeins. And then I'm holding a double with like this Holst Garn black.
This is so unexpected. I was expecting it to be like mushy alpaca, but now that I understand,
you know what
it's
it kind
both, it's like mushy Holst.
I was gonna say it kind of feels like Noro.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called, Noro yarn?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm thinking like neurovirus. It's Noro, right?
Yes.
Okay. It's not neurovirus.
It's so interesting. Wait,
yes.
I'm really
so it kind of
kudos.
So basically, I was like on Ravelry, and I was like, can I do it with like just this on its own, which would have been really soft. And people had done it in alpaca and said, don't like it in alpaca. Like the drape is too much. It's like it doesn't hold the structure.
Sweater, yeah.
So I was like, what if I held alpaca with like the most structured yarn of all time, aka Holst?
Whoa.
And it's been really nice. It's like softer than Holst, but like not as crazy soft as alpaca. It like holds its structure more than all alpaca. Something about Holst is it blocks out really nicely, so I do think that it will actually get quite softer, even more. It's totally fine right now, but yeah, it blocks out really nicely. So yeah, and then the modifications I made were because of my gauges off, I knit the body in a size 6 and like did math to like adjust it so that it's not as like, it's obviously a lot fewer stitches. And then instead of doing ribbing at the end, I kind of became really into the stockinette garter. It's kind of hard to see, the stockinette garter combo, and am doing ribbing with stockinette and garter instead. And the reason I liked that was because it actually lies really flat when you do that. It doesn't have like the bumpy that, having
really
typical
smart.
ribbing would. And because I saw pictures on Ravelry, it goes in, and I didn't like that. I was like, maybe I would like it if it was like flat. So I'm really excited.
Expert knitter.
Anyway, I just was watching like a lot of podcasts. We were watching together. Wait, what was the new podcast I sent you? Breathing
Knits. I love her.
Whatever she is, amazing podcast. And also my new all-time favorite is Cinema Knits. Yeah. Love her. And so they were just like, in 2 episodes I was watching them, they were just
they're both very creative.
They're like creative and they're like not pumping out knits, especially Cinnamon Knits. Like no shade, but she's just like not pumping out. No, that's like part of her ethos. She's like, I don't even do a typical knitting podcast. Like I just chat with you while I'm knitting because I don't have stuff to share like that. And I was like, you know what? Like, it's not like I'm going to come to this knitting podcast and have like 3 FOs. Like the difference of, so basically I had cast this on with a size 4 needle and it was like, the gauge was too tight. It was also not fun to knit. And I was like, this is going to be really weird because it's going to be a really thick, heavy pinafore, which means I won't have sleeves. So I was like, why would I be like sweating on my chest, but then like cold on my arms?
Yeah.
And I was just like, I was basically like here on size 4 needle. And I was just like, you don't want this. I was not enjoying knitting it. I just wanted to knit on my socks. Ripped it out, cast on with size 6. Everything solved, flew by. Yeah, so it's all to say, you're not proving anything to anyone. Why do we knit? So that we can create our own clothing. Like, rip back. If you're listening to this, frog it.
Speaking of that, I didn't bring it today, but I think I might frog my cable knit sweater I'm working on.
Sorry, Northland? Okay. You're just not loving it?
I don't think I'm gonna love it.
Then frog it.
Because I'm gonna have to use a different color yarn for the bottom.
Yeah.
And I think I don't like the V-neck, and I think I want just crew neck sweaters right now.
Yeah, that makes sense. You know how there's like that famous t-shirt that says like dump him, like a graphic tee?
Do you want to make that in knitting?
It'd be like frog it. And like same colors, like light blue. I think it's like pink or yellow text.
Hannah, do you think that's crazy? I think I'm gonna do it. Do you think it's crazy?
I think, okay, why do you think you want to frog it?
Because I don't think I'll wear it, and it's an amazing yarn.
Then I think you should totally frog it. If you're not gonna wear it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, my final whip that I brought, not my final actual whip, because obviously there are like many, is a test knit that is due on April 30th. And this is where it gets interesting because I love the shit out of this, and I'm really scared I'm not gonna finish it because I did all these stupid gift knits. But this one was here first, and so I feel bad.
It's okay. I think like you need to finish Unicorn.
Yeah. So this is the Hansoom sweater by Dalbodreh. I feel like such a white girl. Every time I say that, I'm like, how do I say it? I love this sweater so much.
Ugh.
So
yarn combo's awesome also.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So this is the same BFL that I've used for the blue sweater previously from Woolen Palette, and I'm holding it with Knitting for Olive mohair that I already had left over from another project, so I just bought like some more, but I had it already. No notable dye lot differences. If there are, then I'm fucked because I already used both.
Yeah.
I love it. And it's a huge oversized crew neck with 2x2 ribbing and a folded collar, and I'm just like,
I feel like you'll wear it all the time.
That's what I'm saying. And I think I need to like, I've been talking about this for like literally 2 years, but I'm going back to the basics. I think I just need some like really nice crew necks in different colors that I knit, that I wear, so that I can feel confident and then like do more crazy stuff. I think this is actually going to be oversized and delicious. So I'm really happy.
With like a big white shirt under.
Oh my god.
Really cute.
I know it. And I want to say too, this is like the gentlest Tessa I've ever done. Like she is so, it's like 2.5 months or something.
Nice.
And if she's like, don't worry about anything, like it has to be right for you. Like if you're having trouble, it's okay. Like with the, just like, so it's actually been a pleasure and not stressful. And I actually feel like I'm gonna kind of like bust ass a little bit more for her than I would for somebody who was like,
yeah, nice.
To hopefully finish this, at least to have the body and one sleeve done by the end of the month, which I think I can do it. If I actually finish the socks this weekend, I have a lot of like sitting time this weekend.
Beautiful.
I know I'm flipping out about the collar.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's so nice. And it's like wider and it sits really well.
That's awesome. It's a really cool folded over, like, this is great yarn combo, so.
Thank you. It's really delicious.
It's great.
I was kind of in my head about like, this is like naturally dyed and beautiful. So I was like, I should just hold it alone. And I had bought this sweater quantity and the blue one at the same time. But I was like, you know what? This is what I'm going to wear more, and it's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and because I signed up for the test knit, and I was like, what can I do with stash? And I was like, this is what I have in stash. I have to buy some of the mohair, but like,
yeah,
I have the sweater quantity. And honestly, this yarn, the blue and the pink, did not sit in stash for very long. So kudos to Emily, because my stash is not small, and that could have been there a minute.
Yeah.
So. But it's really nice.
That's
yarn.
great. That's like, that'd be a funny thing to talk about. Like,
How
what
long
yarn?
is it
Yeah,
in
how long
stash?
is your shirt?
I want to do a stash tour where I go from oldest to newest.
That's so cute. Wait, we have to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
All right.
Okay, my thing, I'm now on acquisitions.
I don't even want to put it down. I just want to hold it.
Keep it in the picture. So when I went to Auxerre, which again, amazing yarn store, and it seems like they have like really cool events. If I lived in Santa Fe, I'd be there all the time. Is basically I like was going to Auxerre and I was like, I don't know, like I'm not gonna buy yarn. I knew I needed those needles, and then I see that they have all the linas in line. Dang. And I was like looking at them, and I was like, wait, I know this pattern because I've been dying to knit it. Showed it on the podcast last episode. It's the Aegyoknit pullover. And so I was like, I'll just buy the magazine because they have such pretty patterns in here.
It's amazing.
And also I am mourning. I am still in deep mourning the death of Pom Pom. Which, kudos to Pom Pom, have been keeping up like amazing. Like they're making their own yarn now with Hobby, I think, and they're have a great email like listserv, like one of the best email. You know, I like open up every email. This is by your girl Ionis.
I love her.
And I love this silhouette of just like,
Beautiful.
here, let me show you. Oh wait, I think that was of just I love that sweater. I'm gonna get better pictures. So this is the Aika, which is by Megumi Shinagawa. And I've been thinking about this sweater for a while. I was gonna use the bright blue, but I was looking at pictures that people had done online, because you also have to think it's a very textured, airy lace sweater, and you have to think about like what you're gonna wear under it. And all the pictures I saw I really liked on Ravelry were light yarn, light colored yarn. So I'm going to use my Holst Coast Garn, which I've knit with a few times before, in the color Putty. And this is a merino cotton blend, and I'm gonna hold it with mohair, and I'm gonna do
wait, holy shit,
Ito Sensei mohair, because that fabric is basically like cashmere. And the yarn that it calls for is like one of those what do you call those, like kind of like melted surreys? Yeah, I think it kind of calls for like a thick mohair. Yeah, the yarn is Cloud Fingering by the Uncommon Thread, which I think is like $45 a skein vibes, you know?
Would you ever use like a color changing mohair or like a variegated mohair?
So one of the really pretty ones uses kind of like a like white, like almost like the Camellia Fibre Company gay one, like the Pride one.
The rainbow sprinkles.
Which would be really nice. So maybe I would look, but
like I'm thinking about like the Farmer's Daughter Fibre, like variegation.
But it has to be thicker than a typical mohair, so it would have to be.
What about a Surrey? They have Odang.
Oh,
in
maybe.
Amazing colors.
Yeah, maybe I do go just like full luxury. I don't know. I'm kind of excited about this plan because it's a good plan. But
it's a good plan.
Yeah, I don't know.
Don't let me.
No, but it's well. I just the thing is like I have all these gift cards to Cleo.
Yeah,
so like
you
that's
gotta do it.
That's feeling slightly limiting, but yeah. Anyway, I'm excited about this book, and how beautiful all the patterns are in it.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Okay, I have some acquisitions from my trip, but first I want to show you. Should we do that and then the sewing FO?
Either.
Okay,
whatever you want.
So, I went to. This is so heavy. Oh god.
Yarn is just like flying right now. I love it.
I also made this bag. P.S. I went, but that was a long time ago. I went to Montreal with Victoria's. Don't laugh at me.
I love you. You always say that.
Okay. And we went to 3 yarn stores.
Yay!
Out of the 5 that we targeted, just because of when they were open and where they were located. Obviously, I would have loved to go to all of them, We went to Espace. No, we didn't go to Espace Tricot. That's what I'm sort of sad about. But we went to.
You went to Le Homme or whatever.
Les Garçons.
Les Garçons. I got there.
The boys instead of the men.
Yeah.
That's cute. Yeah, good job. And we went to 2 other ones, and I'm just gonna tell you about each one, and then I'll put the name on. And I'm really sorry. I literally speak French. It's not why. It's just because I suck at remembering stuff. But first we went to. And it was really cool. It was very rustic, and there was like kind of a limited selection. And so it was not like for me, but it was, I think, for probably a lot of people, especially if you live in a cold place, because they had a whole massive wall of rustic, locally sourced and dyed, indie dyed yarns.
That's such an interesting combo. You usually don't get that.
Really cool, yeah.
That's awesome.
And all like Canadian or Montreal brands, and just like really lovely. And they had like a whole table of like bits of wool for felting that you could like do, like almost like a felt bar.
Cool.
To like, and so it was really cool, and they were very lovely. Everybody in Canada unfortunately was just better than us. It was so nice. Then we went to Les Garçons. I sound like an asshole. And wait, not yet. It's too soon. And I didn't know that it was owned by Max the Knitter and his boyfriend or husband.
Yeah.
So Cutie Pie Gay shop. This yarn store might be one of my favorite yarn stores in the entire world. First of all, the woman who was working, who was like on duty, lovely. And like as Victoria and I were walking through the store and talking about, like, maybe we were talking about a pattern, she'd be like, it needs this number of yards, or like, we made that and it's over there, look at the sample. And
love
like
that.
And she would like giggle at our jokes, and like just, but like in a not in like an annoying way. Like it was perfect. Like she was helpful and hilarious and like wonderful. And she was literally like typing, she's like, I just googled it for you, this is what you would need. And I was like, I love this woman. So this yarn shop had a million yarns that I have been really interested in but haven't been able to like feel in the US. So it had like a ton of Isager, and I got to feel all their different bases. They also have a store brand yarn that is literally phenomenal. Phenomenal. And the colors were amazing. And they had Garthenor.
Oh, I love Garthenor.
And they had, I was like, this is like the most amazing combo of like
they just had good yarns.
Good yarns and like big brands and small brands, but like, and they have a store brand, so just like it's amazing. And they have like a knit night every 2 weeks on Wednesdays, but unfortunately we arrived on Thursday. So I was a basic girl.
Wait, sorry, I love that you're like, we only went to 3 yarn stores. You were there for 4 days? You're like, we wanted to go to 5. I need to go on vacation with you guys.
No, literally, I know we
do need to do like a yarn trip.
I really want to do a yarn trip. I'm really tempted by, I don't know her.
Scotland.
I forget. Well, do you follow like Rachel? I don't remember her like Instagram name, but she does like tours, and they're like £5,000, not dollars, pounds. And I'm like, God, I want to go.
Oh my God, I'm dying to go on like a yarn. Like, yeah.
But I think we can like do that ourselves.
Or squid knit. Do you do squid knits?
I don't know.
Oh, she's so cute. She does only vintage knits, and they do like the moors of like wherever, and it's just incredible, and like fjording and all the amazing.
Okay, well they had a Sophie hood. Sorry.
Oh,
they had a Sophie hood,
and it was amazing.
And it was knit in this exact color of this exact yarn.
Awesome.
By the way, this is their little stitch marker they gave me.
Oh my goodness.
So
it's literally called Soft.
I was able to try it on in the store, and I was like, this is the Sophie hood, like this is it.
This is it.
And I would have cast it on immediately if I did not have to cast on these motherfucking gift knits. I got 4 balls.
Wait, and the yarn content for Isayer Soft is alpaca cotton.
Yeah, I would never.
Shocking.
I would never buy that online. Like, what?
Yeah, absolutely not.
However, so nice. I also like felt the bait. Like, I literally held the finished object, and I was like, I would like to buy that.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited to make it. It's gonna take me like maybe 2 weeks? I don't know. It just like 4 skeins of joy.
Oh, it's only 4 skeins.
She was like, we knit ours with 4. She says you need 5, but make your own choice. And I was like, I love you.
Yeah, that's nice.
Thank you so much. So this was, and I was like, I want to buy the store brand stuff, but I was like, now I know and I can order it. All the tariffs are gonna fucking
Liberation Day, baby.
I can't do it. I'm so upset, but it's fine. Everybody was like, how are you? Are you okay? And I was like,
I also met really nice Canadians on vacation, and they were just like being so nice.
Well, they were like, you know,
and telling me about all their like they're both doctors, and they're like, yeah, like you guys charge this much for like one of them was an OBGYN. I was like,
oh no.
Yeah, we charge.
And you were like, do you want to give me a free?
I mean, he would like, it was amazing. They were
dang.
Like, anyway, Canada props. +1 to Canada.
I mean, literally, also there was like, I was
trips.
noting there like was not dread in the streets. Like here, if you're like, I feel like when you ask someone if they're okay now, they're like, you know.
Yeah.
And there, it's just like life. And I was like, oh, this is what fascism feels like. This is the difference. And it was like I felt the difference. And for a minute, I was like, let's move here. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna return and I'm gonna fight. But like. It was good to know what I was fighting for as I begin my social work career.
Amazing.
In this horrible place that I love. So, what? You're like,
you just always crack me up. Like, what? You never know what you're gonna get with this knitting podcast. You know, 1 minute we're talking about mohair, the next minute we're talking about fascism.
I like can't.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a fiber in my
knitting for all of mohair.
Yeah, for the 3rd. We are in shop, but I like can't even tell you about it because I'm gonna lose
you
an
eye
eyeball.
drops?
No.
Okay.
Okay. So I've never used these 2 yarns together. Stop.
Just keep going. I just like, we're ridiculous human beings. Yeah.
Okay, so I've used knitting for olive mohair and I've used knitting for olive heavy merino, but I've never used knitting for olive fingering weight. And there was a sample in the 3rd yarn store, which is called it was a sock knit with their mohair and merino fingering.
Whoa.
And it was the softest thing I've ever touched in my actual life. Like, it was so nice. And I was like, oh, this is why people do every single sweater in this combination. Like, they're not just being basic bitches, it's the best yarn combination. So I'm gonna make it mittens.
Oh, amazing.
Because I really like mittens.
Yeah.
And I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, but I'm really happy. I fell in love with this color. So I'm thrilled. And that shop also was really cool. They had totally different vibe, a little more kind of like, they had the knitting for olive and they had like cones of alpaca that were really cool that you could like, they would, you know, get for you by you paid for it by the gram. It was like 22 cents a gram or something. And they had like, I'm like blanking on the brands that they had, but a lot more like Lang, like chunky and like mohairs and cashmeres and like fluffy shit that like was like a pretty wide variety of brands, but more fluffy vibes. So really fun.
That's super cool to be able to like compare them all.
Yeah, and then there was a button store next door where Victoria spent like an hour looking at buttons and didn't look at the prices and bought 3 sets of buttons and spent an insane amount of money because the lady was like so intense and lovely, but also like Victoria was like, she was like, and it'll be this much, and Victoria was like, and she looked at me for help and I was just sitting there laughing, and so she
girl, you dug that hole for yourself.
Instead of being like, do you really want that one? Like, I just was like and she was like, so she did that, she bought them, and she was like, and it was funny because she really, I'm just reading her for filth, but she really wanted yarn, and she was like, I don't want to spend that much on yarn right now, and she spent like $20 less than what she would have spent on the yarn she wanted at the button store. And I was like, she's like, tell me it was okay, and I was like, nope. I think you're gonna regret it. But I was like, but it's fine because it's really funny.
Yeah.
But,
we've got a priceless story from it.
Anyway, I don't even know if I told it very well, but it was.
That's really funny.
They are like cool buttons, but I mean, it's
Yeah.
The woman was like, taxes are really expensive this year. It's hard, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, that'll be this much. And Victoria was like, so that was the Montreal knitting scene. And obviously, like, we knit in cafes and, like, then other knitters talk to us. So,
that's
very
so
happy.
fun.
And
that's such a great trip.
super nice.
Is that it? Or do you have your sewing
I have my
info?
sewing info. Do you want to talk more about your trip? Or
No,
you're
it's
good?
okay.
You
No,
talked about
because
your
we'll
own
do.
shop?
We chatted. All the knitting stuff was kind of hit. I was basically passenger princess, just like knitting. It was great.
I love that. I
Also
love your website now.
I'm just like happy with both of them. I think they're good. And I have really, really exciting plans. I won't get into it now, but next episode's also going to be really good.
Okay, so I had a break, so I made myself the Bestie Bag.
Yay.
Ta-da!
So nice.
It's with the fabric I think is from Lyrical Fabrics, and it's Blackbird Fabrics is the pattern, and it's my first time quilting. You can see the lines I quilted, and I didn't have to buy anything for it because I had zippers and batting.
Oh, wow.
And like this was leftover fabric. Oh no, I have the hiccups. That I made a skirt that I didn't like, so I love it, and it's perfect.
It's so pretty.
It's like totally.
I was like, oh, cute bagu, and then you made it. It's so great.
And I'm really happy.
The fabric is awesome, and the color is like so spring 2025.
Thank you, and I have a little line.
And look at the color of the zipper. It's like a periwinkle zipper.
I got it from Fab Scrap, obviously, for like $1.
And
it fits my 40-ounce Owala. So big recommend. It's the size medium. It's a really fun pattern. There are a lot of mistakes, but you can't tell.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's great.
That's super cool.
Yay!
Okay.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah, thanks for watching us, and we'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.